Did you know that every My Little Pony card hides a little bit of friendship magic?
What if today's pack gallop in with something magnificent?
Or maybe a rare pull that sparks brighter than rarity herself.
We're cracking open My Little Pony, the card game. Stick around to find out.
Welcome back. I'm in the RPM.
I'm the Curio Hunter.
In this Unbox universe, where we unbox trading cards so you don't need to. Today we have special guest Declan Dan with us, and we're opening My Little Pony. Tell us a little more, Curio.
That's right. This is My Little Pony, the card game. We want to give a shout out to the Archivist. If you're watching, thank you for this. This was one of the prizes that we ended up winning from a giveaway on his channel. And I'm pretty excited about this. This is by Caillou, and this particular box has 20 booster packs in it. We won't be opening all 20 today, but we'll give you an idea. Now, these are Chinese versions. So,
Yes.
like, it's a card game. It originally came out in China, but I believe Caillou is opening up like an American distribution and stuff. And so they'll be, if not already, putting these cards out in English. And that'll make it a whole lot easier to figure out how to play the game, what's going on, stuff like that. Again, it's got sort of the rarities. So hard to see, but 7 of the 20 will have 2 commons plus 2 U's or SPRs plus 1 ER plus 1 of... I can't read anymore. That's right. And then 13 of the 20 will have 2 commons plus 1 U or SPR plus 1 SR slash RR slash GR slash CR. You get the idea. 7 of the 20 will be one thing, and 13 of the 20 will be something different. And who knows which one? One would assume that the lower numbers would be the higher rarity, but we'll find out. And I'm sure my knowledge of the game will come back a little bit more as we start to see some of the cards. Because I think the goal is you're telling a story as you play cards and stuff like that. So I think there's locations, there's characters, things of that nature. So we'll see what the cards look like as we get into it. So speaking of that, we might as well do so. And while Declan Dan's getting his out, I'll mention the pull tab that I'm such a fan of there that just makes it a little bit easier to open these things, especially if you don't have sleep.
So just a little bit of information. I was able to translate that. So 2 C cards, 2 U slash SPR card, 1 ER card. The last one was a 1 point slip.
Oh, points.
So the point slip
Okay.
would be the last one. In every pack, and we may try to translate one of these in a second, looks like we have maybe some kind of instructional or informative card. I may look see if I can come up with some details on that for a minute. But first pack out of the box, we start off with an absolute gem of the show, Granny Smith. They're on Apple Acres, helping run the farm. The long-term owner of it. There we've got all of the friends from the Elements of Friendship, all working together, huddled up. We have Twilight, who ends up using magic. Another Twilight card there, a little bit more rare version of it. And then we have a stylized art card that I'm not sure it's functioning in the game right now, but really cool look there at our Ponyville.
So I'm just going to jump in here, and if I had to guess that this would be like a location or something like that as part of the story, because I think as you're building your deck, you have so many locations, so many characters and things like that. But again, it's not, the only instructions that I've ever seen have been in Chinese as well, so it's kind of hard to tell.
Okay, I'll go next. I've asked for Declan's help here, but
Rainbow Dash.
Rainbow Dash.
That's excellent. Love the art. That is going to be Apple Bloom.
And then this appears to be everyone, and they're participating in some type of costume party. A little harder to see with the green background there. And then Apple Bloom. And then I believe Curio is correct. I think this is a location card. And that looks like maybe Granny Smith's farm. A bunch of apple trees. Yep.
Can I see one of the apple blooms real quick? Just
Yeah.
All right, while Declan's looking that up,
If that's who it is.
so I'm going to show these cards so far that we've seen. This one's got a 3, this one's got a 4, as far as Roman numerals go. So I'm assuming that as you're telling the story, like this is part 3 of the story, and this other one is in part 4. They're different colors, so presumably you might have to have 4 of the same color in your deck. We don't quite know just yet, but if we were trying to piece it together based upon our knowledge of other games and things like that, that's about all I can think of. So Declan is busy doing
Doing some
things.
research
Do
here.
you want me to go ahead and open up a pack, or
No,
he's going to hop in? All right.
we have Twilight. And that one, much higher number. I don't know if that'll be later in the story. As you were saying some of the things about it. We have Apple Bloom. Or Applejack, sorry. One of the main characters. There's Sweet Apple Acres.
Oh, do we have 2 of those now?
Go for. What was the name of this one? I'm failing a bit as the Mayor Mel. There's the mayor of Ponyville.
Mel.
Could not remember her name. And then I think probably my favorite out of this pack right now. And this one is Oraway. It's one of the pets. It's Twilight's pet owl.
This may be a silly question, but are they all female?
No, there are male ponies in Ponyville. Not as many as the show was originally kind of more targeted toward young girls. So less male.
We're just showing some of these cards, and that is, I think, like this is like an action or some sort of modifier. So like, you know, how like this would be playing Magic the Gathering, an instant or sorcery, something like that. Because it's got sort of that text line that kind of, to me, would indicate that that is some sort of action or whatever that can be taken. And then there's just some really neat full color cards. So who knows what's going on? Just trying to piece it together. All right. Doing a lot of talking, not doing a lot of pack opening. So let me.
These are even pre-tour.
All right, I'm still struggling. All right. I can only assume that this first one's going to be a hit of some sort because it's a lot more sort of full color compared to the other ones. Ooh, and it's got the name on the back. Oh. Yeah, Pinkie Pie indeed. Otherwise, they don't say the name, so I.
Fluttershy. One of my favorites.
Four. And so one of the things that I haven't looked into, but the Archivist also sent us a couple of starter decks. So it kind of makes me wonder what would be in a starter deck to know what
How gameplay actually works.
Mhm. I may go look for one while Dan's doing his next.
On his next one, all right.
That's right. I'll be right back.
We have Scootaloo, which when you translate comes up Pegasus Lulu, but that is Scootaloo. We have one of Fluttershy's pets, Angel, a very, very just rabbit. Another Twilight. Earlier we saw I think the same card. Now we see. What it actually says on here. this stage of the story, our side has won the game. Whoever gets the vote is happy. So this is actually, I think, a game-ending card. The whole team showing that they had all ended the story together, possibly. Location there in Ponyville again. That gets me through the third pack that I had there.
There we go.
Into the back. Curio is over behind us somewhere, curating a new. So that is Rarity coming up on camera here. And I'll have to say, compared to the other My Little Pony card we had, Rainbow Dash coming up next. So compared to those, the artwork is a little different on these. More of a trading card, games, and actual gameplay style. I've got Applejack there on Apple. We have Lakers. Like wide shot. Pinkie Pie. Coming up next.
Last location.
It's going to be the Pegasus.
Do notice down at the bottom it says first edition.
That's nice.
Yeah.
So far, like artwork wise, I think like you were commenting, I'm enjoying it. You know, like the color, the style, it's got the right amount of shine to it, you know, in a lot of different times. So yeah, so far I'm really enjoying these cards. I just wish they were in English so I knew really what I was looking at and what all they do. Am I up next?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Got back just in time. May have knocked a few things over, but I believe I found the starter deck. So we'll crack that open. All right. So here's another
Pinkie Pie.
nice color there. Where all that goes. Horseshoes.
Applejack. So you're asking about male characters. That is actually Applejack's brother, Big Macintosh, or better known as Big Mac.
Nice. I'm really liking the Apple theme in the naming.
We've got a lot of Sweet Apple Acres characters.
So this is it's hard to say, but the starter deck that the Archivist sent to us as well. We might as well open that thing up and kind of show it off, unless anybody has any
I've got
objection.
one more pack.
Oh, okay. Well,
Here's
then
one.
please do. That'll give me a chance to get this thing prepped up.
We have Twilight there giving speak in front of everyone in Ponyville. We have Pinkie Pie. Another of Scootaloo.
Blue.
Normally seen with her scooter. That's the nickname Scootaloo. This one is Gilda. She's actually a griffin, not a pony. A friend of Rainbow Dash's, who was a prankster.
Mm-hmm.
Then the last location, I'm going to see if I can get exactly where that is, if it tells me. Manhattan Street. Let me put that one up there for me, Andy. The Manhattan Street.
Got quite a few locations now.
Yeah.
A few duplicates.
Nice to see.
Well, the good news is now I can kind of tell what the rarity is on things because they've got that jewel down in the bottom middle. Kind of says right there. Evidently, you've got common, which is black. The copper color is uncommon. Silver is rare. Gold is gold rare. Then you got colorful. So CR is colorful rare. And then you have ruby rare, sapphire rare, and emerald rare. So there's a whole. So evidently, this is the layout of how you would play. So that's like the play area guide and stuff like that. Might be hard to see. And then on the other side, presumably the instructions
You can pause the screen right now if you'd like to read it all.
and translate it to yourself.
In the comments.
Just keep hitting the microphone. So I'm going to pull these things aside so that we can keep the starter deck intact. And then that way we can, know sort of what's going on there before we get too many things mixed up. But I will, not to put you on the spot, Declan Dan, but I will pass this over so that you have an idea of what we're getting into. And I think the starter decks come with what appear to me to be 3 boosters.
Declan, which is still my seat.
Okay.
And then the idea is these boosters you could open up and then customize your deck a little bit if you wanted to as well.
Interesting. So, being a brony dad, I have had the joy and truly do enjoy watching these shows with my girls. They don't watch near as much anymore. But seeing this, my background, along with Curio here, did start with Magic the Gathering.
Mm-hmm. We're up there.
Up there.
Yep.
There we go. He moved me. I don't know where I'm at.
Yep.
So in starting in on this starter pack, we actually end up with 15 of the same location card, which almost makes me think more like lands in Magic Gathering or energy in Pokemon, where you have to have multiples of that same card to get things moving in the game. We then move over. We're going to get some of these sorted out real quick. Like you were saying, it looked like some things that start to tell the story, start to move things along, and then some individual ones so you can really work your way through. So we have some, let's say, like sneezing powder. So I think if we were looking at this, the starter deck looks like, especially since we saw Gilda, the Griffin print, looks very much like we're following a specific episode of My Little Pony where Gilda and Pinkie Pie both are doing some practical jokes back and forth, and whether it is out of kind of contempt for one another or out of friendship. So neat to see. So in this one, we actually see other characters. Those would be the Thunderbolt or Thunderbolt. See, now we're going to get people in the comments who are going to be correcting me and saying that I got to brush back up. I'm going to have to go back and watch some more episodes. There we've got Rainbow Dash with a bucket on her head. Not sure. That would be in Rarity's Workshop.
So all those stacks have been multiples of the same.
Yeah, we've seen up to four. Up to 4. Some of them haven't been 4. I will say this is very much a Rainbow Dash heavy deck. We'll kind of rapid fire. So all stacks of 4 here. We have a Rainbow Dash. A very similar Rainbow Dash. One, she's very serious, and one, she's very slightly smiling. One where she's looking downward. And I'm sure for gameplay, you're going to need to stack those up or progress through with those. And then we get up to, there was only one of this one. Looked more like some kind of an action or a finishing card. We get into...
I could say that one is a Ruby Rare.
Ruby Rare.
So if you can see the
Working his
little
way through
symbol
here.
up down there, which I think is one of the higher end ones, which makes sense if you've only got one in your deck.
We do have a couple of these Rainbow Dashes. Pet Turtle. For being the fastest pony around. Ooh, green turtles, green screens.
Yep.
We rough. So that is Tank, and she actually makes him a flying rig so he can be just as fast as her, even though part of what she loves about him is the fact that he's not fast.
I believe these are either gold rare or uncommon. It's hard to, between the gold and the copper, what is what. But,
Sure.
so I'm going to say uncommon.
All right.
That is the uncommon.
We have. So some of these are 3s, some are 2s, some are 4s. We have Scootaloo coming in. Kind of rapid fire through a couple more of the Rainbow Dash stances. So as I said, I think that if you're going to classify this, it's definitely a Rainbow Dash deck.
Mm-hmm.
Right here at the end.
Tell me, is that who's on the box?
Yes.
So, I mean, that would make sense.
It does. We're going to go with Rainbow Dash with some friends there. So for anyone who has watched the shows and understands, the Rainbow Dash going full rainbow speed. Imagine a sonic boom just followed by a rainbow. That is one of her powers right there. And then bursting out. Oh, that goes fully visible on the screen there. But trying to get up to speed and hold that speed as she leaves the arena. And I'm going to say these might be some of the, the rarity here. I'll give you 2 of them. We have 2 of each of these.
All right.
The Rainbow Dash and Tank. Once again, green turtles and green screens. Good luck seeing them.
I'm going to call these silver rare.
Silver rare.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then we have one with Rainbow Dash in front and Tank back there in the background. Try to get an angle so you can see that a little better. So some really, really cool cards. Honestly, makes me want to learn a little more about this because I know my girls would go absolutely wild if they knew there was a card game focused around My Little Pony. My son loves Pokemon. I grew up with Magic.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great option for my girls to look at, though.
Yep. And I'm really excited for English version. So if they are not out, I really think that they are on the horizon.
Yeah.
But that might be something that we may need to look into. And then it would be really interesting to come back and see what some of these cards actually do.
Absolutely.
To learn how the game is actually played and go from there. Maybe we do a tabletop episode on it sometime way out in the future because we're pretty booked up as it is. So.
I'd say it would definitely be neat to see how the gameplay works on this, how it compares to some other card games we already know and love.
A lot of them borrow
mechanics.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Borrow mechanics from each other and stuff, and so, or you have similar designers and stuff. And then I think that makes it easier for veteran card gamers to pick up, to move from one to one, except there's always little nuances that you get confused, and the next thing you know, you're doing something in Pokemon that's a Magic, the Gathering thing or something along those lines. So,
yep.
In any case, well, that has been My Little Pony, the card game. We've opened up a handful of booster packs, and we've opened up a starter deck. So now you've seen what we've seen, and maybe you can glean something a little more. Maybe you glean something a little different than our interpretation of it. But in any case, those are the cards. I thought they were very pretty.
I think their artwork's fantastic, and I think it looks like it would be very straightforward gameplay to learn the game.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, at this point, it would take a lot of a translation app to get us there. But yeah, I look forward to an English version coming out.
Part of me kind of thought if I just took a little Sharpie and translated it and wrote in there, but do you want to do that to the cards? Probably not on the first edition, right?
Coming right back to Magic the Gathering in high school.
Got those proxy cards in there. Anyway.
What did that say? Sure, that's what it said.
Right? Yep. I think that is probably our cue to wrap things up. Hopefully you found this enjoyable, maybe even educational a little bit. Please like, subscribe, tell your friends about us. Hit that bell so that you get notified every time that we post a new video. We try to do so every Tuesdays and Thursdays and do shorts on Wednesdays and Fridays. With that, I've been the Curio Hunter.
And I'm Declan Dan.
And Indy is around here somewhere, but he gave up his seat so we could have a little bit closer thing there. So with that, I will say happy collecting.